What do you predict for the next 4 years of Trump's presidency?
I don't know. I mean, he's kind of got some wild out there thoughts. Did you see he wants to make I think it's the ERS instead of the IRS?
Yeah.
It's like
What was that?
external revenue service. So he's going to use tariffs to draw in all this money, and he's going to make a new branch of government, the ERS. So he's going to tariff the shit out of people to try to pay for all of our goods, or, instead of using taxation to do it, which I don't think is possible because it just doesn't make sense. Like, that to me is like, Trump is good in some spots that economically doesn't make sense, because it's like, if you buy something from Germany, you're just going to put a blanket 50% tariff on it. Well, we still need some of those things from Germany, or like even China. Let's say China, because they make more stuff. Like, we don't make it, they make it. We still want to buy it. We're going to tariff them 50% for putting it, bring it into our country. There's still a demand for it. So what that means is that the cost of that item just went up 50%, like, immediately, because they have to make their money somehow. Like, their margins are going to be the same. So if you do that across the entire world, it's going to lead to some pretty high inflation, unless he's just using it, and it's going to hurt the other country too. So he could just be using it as a tool to, like, for the negotiating, which hopefully that's what he's doing. But he hasn't given that. He hasn't made that crystal clear yet. It seems like he's pretty in love with the idea of tariffs, and I don't think that's great. But I think he'll figure that out pretty soon, pretty shortly. I think it'll be a good 4 years. I think we're going to head into some. I mean, it's better than the alternative, in my opinion. Like, the Biden administration was, I think, objectively by far the worst president in our lifetime, arguably up there with, like, the worst modern American president of all time, like, as bad as Nixon, as bad as, like, trying to think, probably Carter, the Carter administration. Like, they had bad inflation in the 70s, they had a hostage crisis, which was pretty similar, like, parallels